What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Onney, the CEO, and I'm bringing to you a brand new series, Conversations with a Queen. I have queens from all walks of life that'll be sitting on the couch, pulling layers back, letting me get all in their business while we talk about relative topics, from dating to PTSD in dating, to trauma, to enmeshment. We will be discussing everything. So I want you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. So tonight's guest has wittingly became a participant of Conversations with a Queen. And tonight we'll be talking about dating after divorce. So I want you guys to give it up for Kanasia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Girl, thank you so much for coming out and joining me in this in-depth conversation about dating after divorce. So many people have so many different stigmas. Social media is watering it down.
Yes.
So I'm grateful for the opportunity just to be able to pick your brain and for us to be able to have a dialogue about it. Before I put the wagon before the horse, I want you to introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, guys, I am Kanasia, and I'm starting my own thing, Kanasia Speaks. I'm a mother, an ex-wife, a woman who has gotten played multiple times, and a friend. You know, I wear many hats. So they'll learn more as you and I chat it up.
Yes. So before we get started on everything, if it was something you can go back and tell your younger self before you were married, what would that be?
Wait, and learn to love yourself first. Mm-hmm. It's important. That's what I would say.
So many women have marriage as a goal. Mm-hmm. And for me, now that I've been married and divorced, marriage is not a goal for me. Even in dating, if they're the person for me, that's something that's going to come. But so many people put the goal in being marriage without doing the work of making sure this person is going to last a lifetime. So for me, that would have been like just really understanding myself, which a lot of times we don't get a chance to really learn ourselves before we start living life.
Exactly. But Onney, I have a confession to make.
Tell me.
This is bad, but it's the truth. When I was getting married, marriage was never a goal for me. But when I got married, and you know how they say, till death do you part? Nah, I was like, death? 15 years tops. That's all I can give you.
Really?
Yeah, that's sad, huh?
I'm not judging.
But that's what I said, 15 years tops. But it was never a goal. I wanted to just have my child and travel. That was my goal. I wanted to be a singer and get out there and just live my life. So no, it was never, and it's not a goal for me now.
So do you think that because you felt that way, that contributed to your marriage not working?
No.
Okay.
Because once I was in there, I was in there.
Right.
So
that makes sense too. Now, I was a woman. I mean, I was a mother before I was a woman. I got pregnant at 15.
Oh,
so I had my first son at 16. So of course, quite naturally, you want to marry the person you have a baby with.
That's true.
But the person that I married was very abusive. And because I had not had an opportunity to get to learn myself and love myself, I stayed in that little bit too long. But the only thing that made me stop was that I had 2 sons, and I didn't want them to grow up thinking that it was okay to treat a woman like that. So I had to leave, even though I didn't believe in divorce. And I still don't believe in divorce. But when it comes to the whole till death do us part thing, like, I'm all for that. But if loving you is killing me,
Hell,
you won't be the death of me, baby.
I know that's right.
I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that logic comes in. Like, I will love you to the death of me, but not if loving you is killing me.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
So since getting back into the dating scene, like, what are some of the toxic trends that you see going on in dating?
Well, first of all, I was one of them. I'm not going to even lie.
Tell the truth, Shane the devil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was one of them. I just could not allow myself to be treated well. But in my defense, these men weren't really, a lot of them weren't even treating me well. So there was one who was awesome. Ooh, I love that man. But I treated him badly. And he couldn't take it anymore. So he ended what we had going on. Now, if he walked through that door and said, come here, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm not going to even lie.
At least
I'm going to run on. But if he said, meet me downtown at the courthouse, I got a ring for you, I'm going. No questions asked.
That's real.
So, but I was the toxic person. But he taught me that I was worthy of love. He taught me what love was. Real love. So, but with the other relationships, the whole damn thing was just toxic.
Well, what do you think that come from? Because my personal opinion is us accepting that toxic behavior comes from unhealed trauma. You know, things that we hadn't got over. That's where we get the whole people pleasing, the whole Build-A-Bear syndrome, where we get somebody that we have to build and you know, I gotta be a cheerleader, and you know, I'm gonna make you better if you just see, and that whole dating for potential thing, all that.
You know what? I might get in trouble for this, but home, watching from home.
What do you mean?
Okay. Mama, I love you. But I watched my mother be a great woman to men who did not deserve it. And she took care of these men. And I watched that. So I figured, okay.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. So that's what I did. And girl, guess what? They still dog you out. And they still...
Actually, the ones that you do the most for dog you out the worst.
Exactly.
Because they have some type of entitlement. Because a real man is not going to let you come and build him up.
Exactly.
I mean, he's going to allow you to support him, but he don't want a mama. He wants you to be able to be in your soft femininity. So if he comes in expecting all of that, he's not looking for a woman.
No.
He's looking for somebody to replace his mama.
Exactly.
And so that goes on a lot. And then, because I'm raising sons. My kids are 28, 25, and 20. And I don't want them to grow up with the idea that a woman is supposed to take care of them. Just because they saw me do it does not mean to expect it. If anything, make a way for that woman to live a soft life. And my boys, I'm not going to lie, they come in and they do things for mama to let me know, you know, like my sons buy me diamonds, they bring me flowers, they take me out to eat, they date me. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have no weird enmeshment or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I'm proud to know, to be able to have that dialogue with my boys, to show them how to treat a lady, you know, and then who you bring around your kids matters as well.
That's
An
true.
example you set. And so who you procreate with has a lot to do with how they turn out as well.
That's true.
And a lot of times who we procreate with, we are looking for something in that, you know, something to complete us when we already should be a complete project coming to the table.
Exactly.
And so what do you think about PTSD in dating, because I've had PTSD where I've been in relationships where I've been stalked. I had to put protection orders on the fool. I have been abused in relationships physically. I've been abused mentally, financially. I've been married where my husband had a child with another woman while we were married. So it made me really believe that men just can't be faithful, that all men cheat. And I know that's unfair and that's wrong. And sometimes we like to believe that all men cheat, but maybe it's just we're entertaining toxic men. And those men that we're entertaining has a propensity to cheat. What do you think about that?
As much as I've been hurt, I do not think that all men cheat. But I do believe that they lie.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they lie.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I've been in relationships where I was abused, and this is uncensored, so I'm gonna keep it real.
Yes.
So I've been raped multiple times, and I had to learn how to respect men. I literally go to therapy to try and respect men. Mm-hmm. Because men, that's where the hurt came in from. Mm-hmm. I was hurt by men. Mm-hmm. Men raped me. I was molested by a woman as well. So I've been hurt on both ends. So I didn't.
You probably just don't trust people,
I don't trust no damn body. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn how to, the blessing part about it though, is that I'm still open. I'm still open to love. But I do believe that they lie. And at the end of the day, we have to get to a place where we have to talk to God and say, you know what? I need help. Mm-hmm. Because if I don't get this help, I'm just going to mess up everything for myself. And then you're going to miss your mark. Mm-hmm. You're going to miss the one that really, yes.
Your kingdom spouse.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's why I keep opening myself up, because I learned that each time I meet somebody, I get closer and closer to my blessing. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm terrified.
Well, I'll tell you what helps in being terrified. Because with my PTSD in dating, I realized the reason why I have PTSD, the reason why I've had so many poor experiences in my relationship is because of my lack of boundaries. I had poor boundaries for myself. Yeah. And when you have that poor boundaries, then that's when enmeshment happens. That's when all those things, and we'll get into enmeshment a little bit later. Now, but my thing is the easiest way to know how someone feel about you sincerely is to start enforcing those boundaries.
Yeah.
Telling somebody no, if they have a fit about that no, then you already know they're not coming from a sincere space, because they're not even respecting your boundaries. When you say no, no is a complete sentence. But if my no triggers rage, triggers abusive language coming towards me, or condescending behavior, that tells me everything I need to know about you, because that means that you don't even respect me enough to consider me, So I think that boundaries are very important because it helps you maintain your autonomy. If you can't maintain your autonomy, then you can't discern properly, because now you're behaving in a way to acquiesce to whoever you're with. That's not right. Necessarily from a standing in my truth standpoint. Yeah. So have you had an experience where you were with someone, you tried to enforce boundaries, and you got to see a ugly side?
No. I was stepping all over their boundaries.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
But this is new for me, because and first of all, let me tell you something. I want to commend you, because a lot of women won't have the accountability that you're showing right now, because they swear they were the perfect thing. Now, I will say I wasn't perfect, but I never cheated on anybody I was with.
That's good.
You know, and
I
so
cheated.
I haven't. 'Cause my thing is, I don't have to cheat. I could just.
I'm just keeping it real.
I could just quit you. You know, if I want to have a hot girl summer, I might as well be single. You know what I'm saying?
I did cheat.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera. I did. They deserved it. I stepped all over the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned boundaries from that one that said, I can't deal with you no more.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me boundaries, and he couldn't deal with me. So he said, you don't respect my boundaries, so I have to let you go.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm learning to enforce boundaries. And you're right. I started saying no, and guess what? People say bye-bye. And I say goodbye.
And that goes with our relationships, from friendships to romantic relationships, even from business relationships.
That's true.
Because people can see how you would benefit them, but it's not a reciprocal thing. And when you realize you can't pour from an empty cup and you have to start saying no, then your phone get real dry.
And it's dry.
Yeah.
It's dry.
And I'm okay with my phone being dry, because I'm out here working, honey.
I know that's right. Well, something else is dry too. But but you know what I'm saying.
She said something else is dry too. So let's talk about enmeshment. Are you familiar with what enmeshment is? Okay, so enmeshment comes with like lack of boundaries, codependency, loss of autonomy, emotional fusion, impact on development and personal growth. So emotional fusion is almost like you're so used to acquiescing to what someone else wants you to do, to where you're not even tapping into your own emotion. You're just trying to make this person happy for the moment so that you can have a moment of peace.
Yeah.
But really you're at war inside. So that lack of boundaries, kind of like you start getting to the point where you don't want to do things with your friends because you don't want to upset them. You don't want to, the things that makes you kind of lose that in the course of enmeshment. And I always tell people, and this is something I learned a long time ago, where I was so young and in love and everything was about the person I was with. But I lost myself in that. And when the relationship fell apart, I again lost myself, because I lost myself in love. Yeah. And so when that love was lost, I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to feel about myself. I started thinking, what was wrong with me? What could I have done different? And now in my 40s, looking back, it wasn't me. But the lack of love that I had for myself was why it happened, or why it continued to happen. So now it's like, red flag, pew, I'm gone. So like you said, you have your things that you're healing from. You're working your way through those things. So my thing is red flags or paranoia. You know how somebody can show you something that triggers a memory from something else you dealt with? How do you handle that? Do you just cut everybody off, or you just have that tough conversation?
I have the conversation and I cut them off.
Okay.
I do.
You do a little bit of both.
Yeah. But I give too many chances. And I used to cheat. So now, instead of doing that, because I wanted to hold on, so I give chance after chance after chance, and like you said, you would lose yourself. I used to lose myself too. Now I don't do that. I just go ahead and cut it off now. But I give too many chances, and I found myself recently losing myself, sinking. And I don't want to do that. So I basically just have the conversation, and I let it go. Because I don't want that.
Well, in all fairness, I would say that sometimes it's better to have the conversation and wait to see if the behavior changes, because it's just like, I'll give you an analogy, right? So let's just say that you're dating someone and they love showering you with roses because that's what they know, that's what they were taught. But really, roses really mess up your allergies. So you could do without them $125 flowers. I'd rather you go give me a pair of shoes. They'll last longer. They won't be dead in a week. You know, love language, different barrier, right?
Exactly.
But this person is buying you roses every day because that's what they know.
Yeah.
So you can go to them and say, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, but I would chill out on the roses. Now, I actually had that happen to me, and I told someone, I appreciate it, but can you lay up on the flowers? And before I could explain why I didn't want the flowers, they got offended and called me ungrateful. And I'm like, look, I'm taking Zyrtec and all kind of Sudafed. And I can't even go in my office without my eyes swelling up. And you talking about I'm ungrateful? You're punishing me with these flowers.
Exactly,
you know
right?
what I'm saying? So, but that was their love language. And I had to have that conversation even though.
That wasn't yours.
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. So some people are learning how to be in a relationship from social media, from television, from what they heard from a little bird. And some of them never learned because their parents was dysfunctional. Yeah. So they picking up what they learned along the way.
Yeah. And
they have this cookie cutter type of deal. You know, the whole love bomb. They come in, they treat you like you the earth, sun, moon, and stars, and get you to share all your woes with them.
Exactly.
And then the mask slip. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's another, that could be a whole nother segment by itself.
But you know what, Onney? I didn't explain properly. I do give chances. And that's what I did this last situation. Well, it was supposed to be a relationship. I gave a lot of chances, but I kept seeing things. I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
Why do you think women ignore what they see?
I didn't ignore it. I used to though, but I'm going to tell you why I think they do it. Because I can't speak for all women. And this is not even me. I'm going to just say some of my friends because I'm not this person. I think they feel like they can't do any better. And that's the only chance that they have.
Well,
some of them.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I believe, you know, some women, especially the grandmamas of our time, they had this whole turn the cheek thing.
Yes.
And that's why they had kids down the street. You know what I'm saying? You have siblings from a whole nother family because they had this whole attitude where as long as he come home at night and as long as he pay the bills, I'm going to turn the cheek. And I've never been that kind of girl. You know, I'm not that girl. Like,
no,
I will leave you. But I never left right away.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I gave chances too, but sometimes we have to pay attention to what we see. And now in my dating life, I don't listen to words. I pay attention to how you show up because I can sit here and tell you I love you, but lie to you. I can sit here and tell you mean the world to me, but cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? So am I showing up for you? Am I supporting you? Am I providing a safe space? Those things matter. And so those are the things that we have to look for when dating after divorce. And also when you say wait, take your time, people are having these microwave hookup sessions where they get together, they're not dating long, they have sex, but they don't even know anything about each other. And before you know it, you look up in your relationship with somebody you don't even like.
I know, living together and everything.
Everything. And then find out he got kids you didn't know about, his credit bad, he got a warrant.
Oh, okay.
Outstanding child support that you didn't even know about.
Okay.
You know, but
and probably not taking care of other children down the street.
None of that. Oh, claiming them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing, like dating after divorce. You know, when I was married, we had like the relationship goals, you know, and people was like, oh my God, black love. Ooh. So we were very public. So when it fell apart due to infidelity, I was so embarrassed. I disappeared off of social media for a whole year because I didn't know how to handle facing the world who thought I had this perfect relationship, to let them know like it wasn't perfect. Like he was cheating on me, and the women was in my DMs like, hey, is this your husband?
Oh,
you know?
My God.
So after dealing with that embarrassment, it made me to the point where I'm very private with my relationship. Because now my relationship is not for entertainment purposes. You know, you don't need to come on this journey with me. I need to first see where this journey is going to take me before I try to bring the world. You know, because there's nothing like being triggered. How your husband doing? Maybe I divorced him 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I've been divorced since 2016, you know, so it's like, again, marriage is not a goal for me. Partnership, love, a safe space. That's my goal. You know what I'm saying? To be able to create generational wealth together. If we're going to chill together, we're going to build together. Can you be my friend? You know what I'm saying? And that comes with time. You won't know that. Sometimes even after a year or 2 years, you still don't know. And people put a time frame on, oh, we've been dating 2 years. We need to hurry and get married. No. Because a person could stay in character for a very long time.
Yes.
And then you say I do, and that mask is in the closet after that. You know, I've been there, you know, where before marriage, all these promises, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to put. And after we said I do, none of that mattered. He had me. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to navigate through these relationships. Yeah. And I think the most important relationship with dating after divorce is regaining your autonomy and learning, reinventing yourself or rediscovering yourself, more or less, because a lot of times we lose parts of ourselves in relationships. And I believe that sometimes relationships could be distractions if they're unhealthy. Because a healthy relationship is not going to distract you from your purpose. No. It's not going to distract you from your goals. No. And it's not going to make you feel like you have to choose between what makes you feel fulfilled, because it's just going to be in addition to whatever else. And so in this world that I'm living in, I'm not looking for a relationship to complete me. I'm already a complete. Exactly. A good, healthy relationship is a bonus because I already have a healthy relationship with myself.
Listen to you.
Come on, girl.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so, yes. Okay. You know what? That, everything you said, it lets me know that the choice that I recently made by letting someone go was the perfect choice, because I have followed those same steps. It got to a point where I was so concerned about what he wanted. After going through all those steps to get myself back where I needed to be, I said, hold up. I don't like the way I feel. Girl, started losing weight, which is, I'm okay with losing weight. However, I was not happy. Started looking tired. And I said, I cannot do
that goes back to your body keeps the score. So if you're in a toxic relationship and you're enmeshed in that relationship, meaning there's some level of codependency there where you can't fully live in your truth because you're acquiescing to someone else, you'll start losing your hair. You'll start having breakouts in your skin. You might start having IBS symptoms. You may start dealing with eczema. You might have brain fog. You won't sleep well at night.
I'm sorry.
You'll be in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And none of those are really healthy. When someone comes and trigger you, you're either in fight or flight, which means you're either going to run from it or you're going to fight, which is a reactive abuse. And then freeze is when you don't know what to do. So you just kind of like going along to get along. You're just not doing nothing. You know you need to leave or change, but you're not doing anything. And then fawn is when you're not happy, but you're just still going, you know, you still kind of like, oh, baby, I love you. Or,
I was fun.
Yeah, when you start fawning again, because you're doing that to protect yourself.
Yeah.
But when your body is in that mode, your cortisol levels are high, and it's going to show on your face, and people are going to start saying, are you okay?
It's exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I love you to him. And then I'm thinking like, but I'm telling my friends, I care about him. And I said, oh, hell no. Who are you? Let it go. Let it go. Because, and you know something, I had a friend telling me, I just don't think that you're being fair. And I just don't think that you're giving him a chance. I said, you know something? I don't give a damn.
Well, the thing about it is, this is something to be careful for. Yes, in order to heal from traumatic relationships, we need our support system. We need people that are going to hold us accountable. However, you have to remember that the people that we may communicate with, they're not familiar with the ins and outs of relationship. And it's certain things that we might not even want to disclose for them to see it the way
I didn't
we
tell her
see
everything.
it.
Yeah.
So if they're only looking at it from a perspective, especially if you're dealing with somebody that's narcissistic, they're going to show up as the best version of themselves. And they're going to be the guy that holds the door open, the guy that picks up the tab for you and your friends. So everybody's going to think, girl, you are so lucky. But then when you get home or you get away from everyone else, he might actually be a whole demon, making your life miserable. And so when you try to go to someone who's seen him in his mask with his costume on, they're going to look at you like you the problem. Like, what's wrong with you? Because he's a good man, not knowing. So you have to kind of like not get upset with people for not seeing the full picture, because it's not for you to even disclose the full picture. It's for you and God, and for you to kind of like bring yourself back to yourself and understand like what's important to you. And it's not so much about making room for someone else. It's just making sure you have enough room for yourself in whatever relationship you engage in.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
girl, let me tell you something. I thought I was sitting on this couch to talk, but you giving me therapy session.
Look, we having therapy together, and that's what Conversations with a Queen is all about, because I don't proclaim to be any type of life coach, relationship coach, licensed therapist. No, baby, I'm just from the school of hard knocks. I have loved and lost love. I've been used and abused. I can't say that I really used anyone. And I think that my fear, and the reason why I dealt with men that couldn't meet me where I was, I've always been like dated down up until, later on in life. But in the beginning, I dated down because I didn't want to be a gold digger.
Well, I don't want to be one either.
Yes. Okay. But listen. But in me trying not to be a gold digger, I dealt with broke brothers. And I had it all confused. Nobody explained to me, like, just because you're not using him for his money, girl, don't mean you go get a broke one. Don't mean you have to get you one you got to take care of. Don't do that.
Okay, well, let's go have coffee and talk off camera.
Baby, listen.
Teach me, please.
Because we want to help. And so I started, like, I don't disclose when I meet somebody. I don't necessarily disclose everything I have going for me, because men are opportunists too.
And who you telling?
You ever dated somebody?
Yes.
Let them spend a night and then you gotta tell them to go home.
Oh no, I ain't been there. They can't come over. They can't come over. I just can't let you come over.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten. See, I have not gotten there. Is something wrong with that though?
No, well, see, you're a mom too.
But they be gone.
Yeah, see, now it's like my kids are grown and it's a little bit different. I feel like I'm an empty nester. Like if I wanted to date and have a hot girl somewhere, I could. But for so long, when my children were, underage, I had a hard time connecting and dating. So what ended up happening when I would date someone, I would stay until I couldn't anymore. So I was like a long-term monogamous. I get with one person, we'll stay together for 6-7 years. I'll stay until I couldn't.
That's a long time.
Yeah. But now it's not.
I don't do that.
Yeah, well.
Well, girl, never mind. But what I'm asking you is, okay, the twins go be with their dad, and I'm alone. Why is it that I cannot bring myself to have, and it can be somebody that I really like, I just can't bring myself to have someone to come over and I'm alone?
That's fine.
No.
But you mean, okay, as far as the trauma is concerned.
Yes.
Well, the therapy will help you with that.
Because it might be somebody sometimes.
That's a PTSD thing. Not having a space to feel safe for extended periods of time will make you isolate and not be able to build those connections that can lead to further relationships. But as long as those barriers are there, you won't be able to fully open up to someone. So you may say you want love, but until you get through those traumas and get the therapy and get the healing that you need, it's gonna always be limited.
Did you know that there are so many layers of trauma that you...
Yes,
Damn.
Because I've been, I was molested. I've been raped, then I married. And of course I got pregnant at 15, had 2 kids by the time I was 19, 3 by the time I was 23. So I didn't know, I let the world tell it I should have been a statistic, but baby, no, Google me, honey. My kids were my motivation to do better, and I thank God I never had to do nothing strange for a piece of change.
And you're my motivation, by the way. I just want to tell you that. I'm so proud of you, and you're beautiful.
Thank you.
And I just love you.
I love you too, girl. My new friend, girl. It's just something how God will bring. I said, let my vibe attract my tribe, and God has really been doing that. And I feel like my tribe will be right here on this couch with me, being open, being transparent, and sharing their thoughts, because people always want to mute us.
Yeah.
And we don't have these safe spaces to talk without judgment. Like, I'm not judging you. I don't judge you. I don't want nobody to judge me, because none of us are claiming to be perfect. Yeah. None of us are claiming to have all the answers. But just having the dialogue and having the conversation can maybe help someone else out there that's going through it, that just don't know what to do. Maybe they can say, you know what? Maybe I need to look up what emotional intelligence. Maybe I need to work on my boundaries. Maybe I need to work on my self-care regimen, and that going back to boundaries and self-care. Like, if you want to help with breaking up with enmeshment, if you're in a relationship and you feel stuck. A lot of times when you have an enmeshed relationship, you feel stuck. You don't know what to do, because you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. And you have to really take your power back. And remember who the hell you are. That part.
Fix that crown.
Fix that crown.
Fix your own crown.
Fix your crown, because a lot of women, I'm a woman in business. I have multiple companies, and, I got my shit together. But, she does. A lot of times, even though we have our stuff together, we still don't even recognize our own power and value. And this is all, what I want to say, exterior stuff. Yeah. But that's not really what makes me feel validated. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have to go back to the basics and find out what makes you feel valuable to yourself. And so when you're trying to break the enmeshment, you first want to establish clear boundaries. You want to identify and you want to communicate those personal boundaries. Now, this might involve setting limits on how much time you spend together, depending on, how you want to appropriate different things. Because some people can spend so much time together that when you decide you want to have a moment alone, they take that as a personal attack. Yeah. That's a red flag. Yes, okay. It is. I agree. Also, you want to encourage independence. Like, for me, I have a lot of things going on. So anybody that I'm dating or I'm in a relationship with, I don't want them to make me their whole world. No. I want them to have their own lifestyle, their own things that they're doing, you know what I'm saying, that motivates them, something that I can support, so that it's not one-sided. It's not all about me and my dreams. It's about us and our dreams, and how I can help cultivate you, how you can help cultivate me. It's not one-sided. So you definitely want to encourage independence in your partner. And also, you want to practice that self-care. Now, that self-care, you might want to engage in activities that promote your own well-being and individuality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It might not necessarily be going to the spa. If you like to paint. You like to go do poetry, go do poetry. You like brunch on Sundays with the girls. There's nothing wrong with that. You need that healthy outlet. You need to have something else than just your relationship. Yeah. Because when you make that person your end all, be all, when they're dysregulated you're dysregulated.
Tell me about it.
So that's important. And then you want to understand emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Be aware enough to know that you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Self-regulation, to make sure that you're not depending on other people to make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
You want to have enough empathy to understand and put yourself in other people's shoes. You want to, what is your motivation? You know what I'm saying? What's your motivation in this relationship? What's your end goal? Understand what's your motivation and even want a relationship. How do you want this person to show up in your life? How do you want to show up in their life? Then you want to also have social skills. Are they able to read the room? That's a big thing. You know, because a lot of times people just get together and they don't even have that chemistry or connection to be able to understand, like, you're going through something. You know, you ever had someone who don't read the room, ready for sex? And you don't even feel like being touched because you might be going through something.
That bothers me. I'm not no damn blow up doll.
Yeah. And that's definitely make you feel like a sexual object.
Yeah.
When that happens.
That bothers me.
So that goes back to connection over lust.
I really wish that men stop looking at me like that. I sat in my car this morning. I didn't even want to go into the gym. And I'm not even walking in the gym with my breast out and just looking all sexual and well, I do look voluptuous, but
yes, you do.
Yeah. So thank you. But I can't go work out without them being in my damn face. I don't like it. So.
Are you complaining about pretty girl problems? I don't feel sorry for you.
I'm
not just saying.
I am. But it's like when I meet a man, I just want them. I love a stimulating conversation.
Oh, girl, I'm a sapiosexual.
Me too.
Girl, listen, if you can't stimulate my mind, you can't. Just don't get wet.
She don't wet up.
She just don't even work.
No, she does not. Come on, make me wet by messing with my brain, baby.
But you know what? Someone just told me, and you guys have to stay tuned because she's coming on another segment. She gave me some tips on that. Like if a man can't stimulate your brain, to supplement by listening to like audio. Maybe you can go and listen to motivational speeches or listen to jazz or listen to audio books, something that's going to stimulate your mental. If you're not getting that in your relationship, you can definitely get it in other places without disrespecting the bond that you have. So that's new. Y'all stay tuned. We'll talk about that on another segment.
Yeah, so that's good though. I'm just tired of that. So it's like, I don't even know what to do about that anymore. So how do you handle that? Because you're beautiful.
Well, I don't know. I'm a lover of people, number one. So I'm a free spirit. I've never met a stranger.
Well, me either,
and
but
it don't really bother me. As long as you're not groping me and touching me, as long as you respect that boundary, you can look all day.
Onney. See,
they can look,
but
they don't touch.
But they can look, but stop asking to fuck me.
Oh, wow. See, yeah, you gotta, you know what? You just gotta sometimes ask them, what about me give you the impression?
You know what they say?
What?
This is sick. This goes back to something you just said. They want a mother. So I love the way you mother your children. That's sick, bastard. I don't get that. You want me?
That's new for me.
I'm like, what the hell? I don't even want you. And I tell them straight up, I don't want you.
But I ain't heard that one.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
But look,
it's always the older gentleman.
Girl, go sit down,
take a Viagra.
No. Yeah, go sit down, Papa. Go take your blood pressure pill. No, God forgive me. No, we're not gonna do that.
God, she's serious. No, let me stop. but yeah, so
them be the ones though. Them be the big cheaters. It's always somebody want to go off and show off their disability. Y'all forgive me. Be like, now they gotta know what I'm dealing with.
Because I've seen you. I've seen your social media and I've watched you and I see how you walk into a room just looking like, because Okay, you're an Aquarius. I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay.
And I know that a quality that you and I both have, we can own a room.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch you, and you can walk in a room, and baby, I've seen heads turn. Like, you know, like on Beyonce's video, what is that? Mission 1? You know, okay, give me body.
Yeah.
It's like, who's that? It's me.
Yeah. And you know,
that's
I
how you
even
walk
try. And sometimes my light irritate people demons.
That's what, I'm so sorry, I'm loud. That's exactly what it is.
And I'm not even trying. It's just me. And, you know, I've always gotten that where people just like, oh, you think you all of that. No, baby. You think I'm all of that.
And I am. By the way, you are.
But at the time, I didn't even know my value.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So people will be mad at you and you don't even recognize the gift that you hold. They mad at you for the gift that you don't even know you have.
That was my problem.
You know, and so, like I said, I deal with it. And then, you know, me being a woman in business, I've had, you know, people coming on my talk show that never met me before their management team booked them, right? And they come and they sit down and they see the studio and everything I have going on. I'm like, oh, okay. Before you know it, they in my DMs. Hey, can I take you out? Can I da-da-da-da-da? I don't even go there. I just respond, this is her admin. How can we help you? Like, I don't, because my name is good in these streets. Thank the Lord.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't make myself easily accessible. Even though I love people, you know, and my number is pretty much public if you Google it. I just don't make myself that accessible. My phone be dry on purpose because people know, don't call me with that.
Google me, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't call me with that. And, you know, especially being in a relationship or whatever. Like, I respect, you know, boundaries, period.
Like
you know what I'm saying? I have enough respect for myself. Nobody, if I'm in a relationship, which I am, in a relationship, nobody will ever be able to go and tell the person that I'm with that I did something that was unfavorable to my character. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, but as far as Onney is concerned, if somebody fumbled me, then I could walk away gracefully knowing that I showed up as the best version of myself. And the failure of the relationship wasn't because of my lack thereof. It was because whoever I was with was not ready. But one of the things that I had to really come to grips with, because I've been married more than once. We'll talk about that. But just being transparent, because I had to come to the grips that the common denominator in those failed relationships, because even though I've been married more than once, I've also had long-term relationships. I'm 44, so my relationships, I haven't had any relationships that were less than 2 or 3 years, right? Yeah. So in those relationships, the common denominator was me. Yeah. So I had to take a step back and say, yeah, this man hit on me, and yeah, this man cheated on me, and yeah, this man did this. And even though they were different men, completely different, because, you know, you'd be like, oh, well, I need to date different. But they were like the same person in different skin suits at the core. You know what I'm saying? So what about me was not, because you attract good people and bad people. It's not what you attract, it's what you entertain.
I like that.
So what about me was making me want to entertain people that were not good for me? I had to go and do that self-reflection. And it was because I never felt like I was good enough. And I always felt like I had to convince people to love me because I didn't love myself. But once I started taking that energy out of what other people thought about me and looked in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? Because they say, don't break the mirror, fix the reflection. You know what I'm saying? So I had to fix the reflection so that I could be satisfied with what I saw when I looked back in the mirror. And be able to say, you know what, I'm showing up as a better version of myself. And it might be lonely, and I might not have a man, or I might, you know, have to be single, or I might not get married anytime soon. But guess what? I'm happy. You can sleep peaceful knowing there ain't nobody out here doing you dirty.
You know something?
You know what I'm saying? So
I like that, because I had to ask God to help me to see myself, show me myself. That way I can start working on me. And baby, let me tell you, I did not like what I saw. I did not. And the people who were my friends, they didn't like the new me. They like the traumatized me. They like the toxic me.
I was just gonna actually make a comment about that. A lot of times when you start growing into when you raise your vibration, period, people that are lower vibrational are gonna fall off. The trash is gonna take itself out. Because to those people, you're gonna be acting funny when really you're just growing.
Exactly.
So if you cannot accept me in my growth, then you're not. This is your style, and that's okay. You know, I've had to break up with girlfriends, you know, and what people don't talk about is sometimes those breakups hurt just as bad as being in a relationship, because this is somebody you share your secrets with. This is somebody that you know their secrets, and y'all probably have been through some traumatic things together. But I don't want to be trauma bonded with my friends either.
No, I don't.
And a lot of times those friendships are not really friendships, they're just trauma bonds.
Yeah.
So when you start to heal from those traumas, you guys can't relate anymore because they're still operating from a trauma bonded space or a victim space, but you're now a survivor. So it's not gonna mesh. And it's okay to be okay and say, you know what, we're not working out. I love the memories that we had, but this is where we stop. You don't have to be enemies. You don't have to hate each other. You don't have to gossip about each other. You can just gracefully part ways. See you at the top if you make it there.
I like that.
Because that's where I'm going.
I know, that's right.
Yeah.
I like that. And you were saying something about emotional intelligence. I learned that women say, some of us say that that's what we want. No, you don't. Because when you find a man that's truly intelligent when it comes to emotional.
He ain't gonna put up with your shit.
Because he didn't put up with my shit.
Yeah. Because a man that's emotionally intelligent, he already knows who he is.
Yes.
And he already knows who he wants.
Yeah.
And he already knows the qualities that he's looking for in a woman. And he's also going to have the level of self-love that he knows what he is and what he's not going to tolerate.
Exactly.
The same thing that every woman needs to have.
Yeah.
He'll have those things.
Exactly.
And he's not going to need to water you down.
Nope.
He's not going to need to dim your light.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to need to cause you to shrink yourself to fit into the box that he put in. Because when he comes, he's going to come fully whole and fully healed.
That's right.
And when you find somebody like that, just like when you whole and heal, you're not finna deal with no bullshit.
Let me tell you something. That's what I said on TikTok one day. I said, you don't want healed me. You think you do. Because I wouldn't give your ass the time of day. Trust and believe.
Girl, listen, I got some exes. I'll be like, I don't know that man. I've never seen that man before in my life. Who is this man, Huppo? Because, baby, I don't even know what I was thinking. Lord, he must have called me in a weak moment or something.
When your crown was leaning.
I was leaning, girl. That thing was leaning to the side.
Oh, wow.
Oh, switches. So, yes, we had a dynamic
it's been wonderful
conversation. And who knows, we might have to bring you back and, you know, have a maybe for our reunion, when we have all the ladies come together on the show, we can kind of have a talk about that. But I really, really just appreciate you for coming and just having a conversation with me, because we need to have these conversations.
Thank you for having me.
It's reflective, and then sometimes we can go back and look at it and see how far we've come as well.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
So, what do we have to look forward to from Kanasia?
Well, I have been working on trying to get my own podcast.
And I'm going to make sure you do that.
Thank you. Working on a lot. I thought about getting into acting. I have a good friend of mine. He acts. And people think he's my man, girl, but he ain't.
What's his name?
Darius Dillard.
Shout out to Darius Dillard.
Yes, you can see him.
He's my new friend.
Yes, you'll see him on the screen, the big screen. But anyway, but right now I'm really trying to focus on trying to do what you do. Like I told you earlier, I feel like I'm your protege, and I'm just so grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you
for believing in me.
Girl, you got it. Don't let
you
nobody
just
water
found
you
a
down.
stranger and you just believed in me. So I thank you for that. Thank you for this platform.
Well, thank you for sharing my platform with me. And we're going to help you get your platform together, ma'am.
Thank you.
Because you have some things to say, and I think the world needs to hear it so you can share your light with the world as well. Because there's other women out here that need these type of conversations and need that type of feedback. Because we're not alone. There's other people out here. We may hide it gracefully, but we go through things. We just wear it well. We wear it well.
Can I say something real quick? I just need to let this be known because I realized I said I cheated. That was my past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a place in my life now where God has shown me some things and I want love. Mm-hmm. I want to be loved. I want to love, and I want a man of God. And I just wanted to say I'm not a cheater. That's the old me. I just had to put that out there because you grow.
Right.
You have to grow. Mm-hmm. And I can't be blessed stepping on people. I just let people go now. I don't have time for it.
Mess, girl.
No, he's not. So I just wanted to let y'all know, anybody out there, I'm single. But and she's gonna help me go find somebody with money. But yes, so just want to let you know.
Girl, you just gotta be what you want to be, and it'll attract. You know, you attract what you are.
That's true.
You know, so you attract some of the things you're not, but what you remember, it's not what you attract, it's what you entertain. Okay. So yes, if you guys want to follow Kanasia Speaks, you guys can follow her Instagram page at KNADJA Speaks. Y'all make sure you hit that follow button because she'll be uploading some content. I'm going to make sure she do that. She'll be uploading some content about her upcoming podcast so you guys can join the conversation as well. And if you also want to come and be on Oustide the Box with Onney, we are on multiple different platforms as well. So I want to remind you guys to make sure that you subscribe. We're on Hip Hop Streets, Third Coast TV, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher. We're everywhere. Find a platform that works for you and make sure you follow the journey. And if you really like the content that you heard today, make sure you come and follow us over on the YouTube page, Oustide the Box with Onney. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification so you can be notified when we come out with a new segment. And if you want to be on the couch with me in this particular series, we are casting for Conversations with the Queen. Make sure you email otb.liveshow@gmail.com and submit your entry, and one of our members will contact you about casting as well. And if you're interested in having your own podcast, we have Onney Studios. You yourself can become a podcast content creator today. Go to www.onneystudios.com and find out how you can bring your vision to fruition. I want to thank you for just coming and letting me get all in your business and having this intimate conversation. I'm excited of what this season is going to bring.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. You're so welcome.
Well, is there anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Just keep believing in yourself. And to the ladies, like she said, when you're feeling low, remember who the hell you are. Stand up, wipe your face, let it go. And to the men, if you're watching, remember who you are as well, because you deserve love as well.
That's right.
So that's it.
That's right. And there you have it. Our episode of Conversations with a Queen. I'm your girl, Onney the CEO. Make sure you subscribe, hit that follow button, hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we drop our next segment. See you next time. Same place, same time. And you're outside the box.